just can't stop, won't stop hustling. But I just
Wu-Tang in American Saga Season 2, Episode 10, title As High as Wu-Tang Gets. Let's get into it. Episode starts off, they're doing a video for Protect Your Neck. Epic video. We get to see the behind the scenes, and I like how they had the show in black and white, like the video was, just to kind of give you the ambiance of it. We see real shit happening. You got somebody getting beat up in the hood. We see the story behind how Master Killer kind of came into the fold. He showed up to the video shoot. Divine was like, "Yo, you got to get in here." We see Ghost got his brothers at the video shoot. And I love it. That's what I love about Ghost. The fact that he does have his brothers. He just takes them anywhere. He takes care of them. That reminded me, man. I took in my brother when he was 12, and he been a pain in my ass ever since. But you see Jizza operating with the camera. You see that Snake Byron. I ain't gonna call him a snake, but the guy who is obsessed with RZA pulls up. He's talking to Deck. He's trying to get Deck to sign. You see Deck on with a contract, and ODB rips it up, and Jizza's telling him, like, "Yo, that's why I don't sign no contract, man. It's just all lingo. It's, you know what I'm saying?" So we see ODB is on one. He just get out my face, and he's looking around trying to get everybody together as far as just following RZA's lead. You know, he rips the contract. I'm just like, you know, the RZA's the Abbott, man. We follow his lead, yada, yada, yada. We see Divine actually, they got the advance money. They got the $60K, which was, listen, I understand what RZA was trying to fight for, but at the same time, dude, you got you got a group with this many people, man. You got to kind of take care of them. He gets the money, they pay Power back, and then they pay off Divine's credit cards, but then use the credit cards up to fill the video, do the video. RZA's telling dude exactly what he wants because they're paying out of pocket for the video. The guy's telling him, like, listen, you don't have this much real left. This is what we got to do. So they decide to have Master Killer take a scene and get his head chopped off. There's a bunch of little stuff going on in this entire setting. I like the back and forth between RZA and ODB about the fight they had, which is kind of foreshadowing what was to come later in the episode. Yeah, I liked it, man. I really dug the first scene, you know, and if I'm not mistaken, some of this footage got put into the documentary, if I'm not believe. So that was cool. That was cool to see, man. And like I said, I like the fact they had everything in black and white. It was pretty cool. I'm actually skimming through this now. But yeah, that's how Master Killer comes to the fold. And I don't like the guy that got the guy they got to play Master Killer was hilarious. But listen, Master Killer is kind of like, I'm not gonna say he's like the least favorite Wu member. He's just kind of like, he's there, but he's not really there. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the story how all the other ones came together. So it's kind of like organic, and you know. And then listen, Dave East performing Method Man part in the video was hilarious. Dave East, he ain't moving like Meth though, man. Dave East too gangster for that, man. He like, I'm gonna just do what I do. I ain't moving. If you look at the real Protect Your Neck video, Meth was moving to your land. All this shit. Dave East just like, he too cool for school. But I love Dave East though. We see Jizza. I mean, not Jizza. We see Raekwon and Ghost have a little moment at the top of the building. And I thought that was pretty cool because it was reflective for two reasons. The fact that these two hated each other, like they really disliked each other, and to see how far they gone, and then to just see the growth of Raekwon from, you remember last season, he was actually sleeping on the roof of the building. So I don't know, man. I like that. I liked that right there. Sorry, I gotta hydrate myself. But yeah, they're telling them to wrap the video up. They went and got the last scene, which is legendary, as we know. What else we see? We see that They want to get recouped from the label for the video, and we see that Jack the Ripper is coming up, and Steve Rifkin is like, "Yo, I can reimburse you for this video, or I could get you guys to play at Jack the Ripper." And of course, RZA rips up the check. I'm like, this dude do not want no damn money. Like, Jack the Ripper should be paying us to perform, but they still was kind of like virtually new and unknown. And Jack the Ripper was in Atlanta, so it was probably some bias back then. And how hilarious was it to see Outkast? Listen, whoever they had to play Big Boy looked like Big Boy, dude. I was like, yo, that's Outkast. I got amped. And they played Southern Cadillac play. What is it? Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Sorry, I had to slow down. That's one of my favorite albums too, man. And that song was Southern Playalistic Cadillac. Come on, man. That was that shit, man. We got to see an Outkast fucking show like this, man. I love to see an Outkast show like this. Who wouldn't want to see an Outkast show like this, yo? But we see that, like I said, we see that Steve Rifkin, he should have just burst him anyway and gave him Jack the Ripper. But I don't understand it's a business, but that sounds like a play move. And then come to find out that they set got cut short anyway. So it was like, well, can we still get reimbursed for our damn video? You know what I'm saying? I just don't agree with some of the moves RZA make for the group just solely. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if y'all a group, you got to consult with that. But we see Rifkin watching the video, and he like, yeah, look, the video don't even look like it's finished yet. It look like a B-roll. He like, no, that's the ambience. You know what I'm saying? And I believe this is the last episode of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Yeah, that gotta be the way it climaxed or ended like that, kind of. And they kind of showed how everybody was what they was doing. This had to be the last episode, and thank God, because I don't want to hear him I don't want to hear his voice I don't want to hear his voice again. Listen, whatever your name is, I think it's Aston Sanders, or maybe that's the guy that play OD. Listen, work on your voice, work on your RZA voice, please, because that's not it, bro. It's not it. It is not it. It's not it at all. We see, listen, Def Jam let them boys get some because they're still interested in meth and ODB. They let them boys get a wardrobe for Jack the Ripper. So they just let them come shop, get their wardrobe, and these boys is running it up. They like, yo, I'm taking this to my girl. I'm taking this. I'm taking this. I'm taking this. They got all the fly shit in there. Listen, there was some shit in there I saw. It was like, yo, I want that right there. Like, that was sweet. It was also dope to see how Wu Wear was conceived, which was from Power, which was a great business move, and I don't see why none of the other members wanted to jump on that. I don't know why. I don't know, but I love the fact that Power had that entrepreneurial mind. He was in the t-shirts, and as you can see, I don't know if you're doing it, that's my t-shirt press. I'm the same way, man. I'm all about that t-shirt game. So if you see me out, come to a show. I always got t-shirts or merch on deck. Yeah, I will be going on a little. I don't want to talk about it. I got stuff in the making. And listen, shout out to everybody that watched my video that premiered yesterday. Work Hard. It's a song that plays at the beginning of my videos. I actually did a full-length video. Just go to my channel. You'll see the video Work Hard. Listen, man, I put a lot of effort and hard work into it, man, to give y'all a nice visual. If you fuck with me on my channel, man, just go down there, leave a thumbs up, comment, share it. We're trying to get that thing as high as possible, man. I'm in the talks to talk to a few people. I'm not going to say who. But we'll just keep it like that. All right, so listen, we see that Power still has a strained relationship with his dad because of the robbery, obviously, that happened because of Ghostface, which put them in a bad spot, due to street dealing. So his pops is just being short with him. Power's coming to talk to his mom to kind of talk some business, and dad not having it. He ain't having it at all. He tells them, you could go to this other place. They do the same shit. We see that ODB is wilding as always. Like, he's I don't know if this was like the beginning of his drug abuse. They not alluding to that, but he just super lit. I ain't even gonna say he wildin'. He young, he drinking, he smoking, he living his life. I can't even say he wildin', man. But he just over the top, like always. But that's what makes ODB ODB. That's what we love him for. You know what I'm saying? I love this shot they got of the Statue of Liberty. We see in the studio, or we see Divine goes to talk to RZA about deals for Method Man and ODB. Def Jam wants to sign both of them, but Elektra also wants to sign ODB. I believe they interested solely in ODB, and they're actually offering what Def Jam offering plus more. Like he'll get stuff on the back end, which more so benefits Wu-Tang Productions. And we see right then and there that RZA's kind of looking out for his best interests, but he's trying to make it seem like he's looking out for Dirty's best interest. You see his face, then they do that zoom up. And you know that. Listen, ODB been looking forward to rocking with Def Jam for a long time. You heard him in the last episode. Yo, y'all signing? When Def Jam coming in? Like he really wants to sign a Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? As a solo artist. Could you imagine ODB being on Def Jam? Like just imagine that. Def Jam was one of the rawest record labels, bro. Look at who's all on Def Jam. DMX, Jay-Z, every like Rockefeller had a merger with Def Jam. You got you got Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, Redman, Method Man. Like this is ridiculous. Like they would LL Cool J, Run DMC. Everybody was on. The Def Jam was the label to be on back in the day. And could you imagine ODB being part of that lineup? Like the greatness. Yes, he had a decent career, but who knows? His career probably could have had another trajectory if he would have signed with them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could have stayed out of some trouble or something. He just would have been a good fit at Def Jam, I think, man. He fit right in with that label, man. That's crazy. We would have had probably like an ODB meth project or something. Who knows, man? That sucked though, man. I think RZA should have really talked to him first to see what he wanted to do instead of just making a decision before. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, he was trying to look out for it, but I don't know. You got my life your life is in my hands, or my life is in your hands. You got to tell me something. You got to talk to me, man. Don't just make decisions for me like I'm a child or something. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was with ODB when that happened, man. And as you see, they got into the fight at the train station, which was corny as hell. That was the lamest fight ever, man. I'm like, he snuffed RZA. RZA fall. He get down on him. He not even snuffing him again. RZA just grabs him and all of a sudden got him in the chokehold. Then he gets out. I'm like, yo, if y'all don't get this trash off my TV right now, please. I'm like, please. So it's a little rift between ODB and RZA now. But like I said, man, I feel where ODB was coming from. What do you guys think? Post in the comments below. Do you think ODB had a reason to feel how he feel, or you think that RZA had his best interest at heart? We see you got coming to studio. He's ready to get it going. As far as his featuring or his cameo in the video, because he was locked up. RZA's kind of being short with him. Is like, yo, I'm working on finishing this album, and you guys about to bounce, and he's like, you know what? Let me finish it, and then he winds up giving him a spot on another song, which we've seen. I guess that's how he got on that song, and we also see how Master Killer got on it. He happens to come in the studio with Divine, or not with Divine, Jizza, and he gets his shot. He's a little shy at first, and then RZA helped him develop, and he just goes in there and start killing it. So that's how he got on that particular track, which I can't remember the name of because I don't even remember the song that was playing. Listen, it is what it is. But it was good to see that they gave you guy and Master Killer their own they own shine, man. They ain't really had none, They played them like the behind characters, so I get it. We see Ghostface at the crib. We'll take care of his brothers, like I said earlier. And one of the brothers had to start to have some breathing troubles. They called the services and get everything straightened out. But it was funny that moment where he said his favorite movie was The Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy, and we see that Ghost's girl give the little references or the reference to the movie. She says a scene from it. She's a little cutie pie, man. I swear. Jiz is still walking around with his camera documenting everything, trying to get everything hype. I'm actually skimming through it right now. That's how I like to do my notes now. But yo, listen, I was thoroughly impressed when they mentioned Pro Tools because you guys can't see, but I got a recording studio set up on the other side of here. And that's what I use Pro Tools. I've been using Pro Tools since about 10 years, since 2010, maybe 2011, when I first had my first studio. So to see when Pro Tools was actually created and they using it on this old ass looking computer, Pro Tools came a long way, man. But listen, they never changed up really their concept. It's still pretty much the same thing. Obviously, they got new stuff. But that was Pro Tools 1. They on Pro Tools 20 right now, or 21. So, man, shout out to Pro Tools. It's litty in the city. Listen, we see ODB. Listen, ODB really thought he was signing a Def Jam, man. I really feel bad, man. He was drinking wine on the train. He was celebrating. And to see him do RZA do that fuck shit, man. I'm trying to, cause I skipped over. I'm trying to. I can't stand. We see RZA get up his own apartment actually, which was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? And Ghost was, Jizza was clowning him. Was like, yo, you don't even get an apartment, and you worried about, instead of worrying about some fly shit, you worry about the sound for creating ambiance or some shit. I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker really a producer at her. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really is he's an engineer. He's a producer's producer. Like, that's one thing about the RZA, man. He always been a unique individual. I always thought he was kind of weird. That's just me. But I like RZA, man. I ain't got no gripes with him, man. He's just original. He's just original type of human being. We see that they get ready for Jack the Ripper to go, and like I said, they had Outkast and it's popping, and then they had some kind of gripes with ODB. He told Jizza he would find his own way there. So RZA's like, yo, we gotta go get him. Jizza's like, no, son, you gotta let him lead his path, or you can't fix everything. You gotta understand that. So we see that they went to Atlanta. And he was talking, Raekwon was talking to somebody. He was like, yo, man, I just watched Menace. I don't know if that was DJ Quick or I don't know who this was. I don't know. I got to watch it over again. But I know I saw the Brat and I saw Outkast. Everything was moving too fast. So tell me who that was that Raekwon was talking to, please. Because I thought that was DJ Quick. That's what it seemed like to me. Shit was lit though, man. But I love the Big Boy, the dude they had playing Big Boy. That shit was litty as hell. I'm actually trying to see right now if I can see it again. He was like, yo, son, I was just watching Menace. That had to be DJ Quick. That had to be DJ Quick or MC8 or somebody. But listen, they wasn't trying to give Wu-Tang no props, man. Them motherfuckers came in there like some New York niggas. They wasn't trying to hear that. ODB pops out of nowhere. Steals the show. Obviously is the personality of the crew, which is hilarious. And RZA tries to talk to him. He just kind of brush him off like this, like, man, stop, get off of me. Like, I ain't messing with you, man. We see Steve Rifkin arguing with somebody. It's the promoter of the show. I guess they cut Wu-Tang's set because I guess just the timing. So they trying to convince the dude he ain't going for it. So they come up with a plan like, listen, we just gonna bum rush this shit. They got Power and Divine to kind of bum rush the DJ, get they shit played. They come on stage, push that nigga off the stage, and they just start rocking out, man. I said, oh, this is crazy because I was just watching the Drink Champs episode where they was talking about when KRS-One threw the dude from PM Dawn off the stage. And they were saying how KRS-One was the one that created that trend of doing that. So to know that the Wu-Tang did it too, that shit was in their playbook too. And recently, I believe Troy Ave did it to I Love McConan. He said he picked that nigga up like this and threw him off the stage. I'm like, man, I wish somebody would try to throw me off the stage, man. I'm just going dizzy. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was sweet, and that's legendary. I did hear that story before. That was legendary. They had the ski mask over their face, and came in and did the fucking thing, man. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That shit was legendary though, man. I really liked it that moment. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty dope. Uh, this season by far is nowhere near as good as the first one, but I understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a development. It's the it's just the progression of where they coming from. So it couldn't stay stuck where it. I just feel like maybe they could have did it. I don't know. I don't really know what my gripe was with it. A lot of some of the episodes was kind of boring, but I liked it. I like the show, man. I hope they come back for another season. We see Divine and Power at the office. They still getting offers for certain shit. They off day is fully in effect. They got the Wu-Tang sign behind back. They got merch, and everything is going good for them. And they kind of reflecting like, yo, man, I told you this would take off, and this was just like a brainchild from RZA, and to see everything put into fruition is inspiring, and it's just motivational, and it's financial gain, just to say the least. And one thing you had to remember, they was talking about his PO with meth, and he was like, yo, he gonna violate you, son. And he like, no, I'm good. We see Raekwon show his mother a shirt, telling her, like, listen, I'm on the album, I'm on the radio. He was like, next is for us to get out of here, because I'm going to be doing my own album. And she's like, yeah, I'm so proud of you. You know what I'm saying? That he's out the streets and shit now. So I thought that was pretty dope. We see you got in the studio with Master Killer, and P.O. comes in, arrests him, take him, hating ass cop. I'm like, man, you see the man trying to do something positive, man. So cut the man some slack. We see Jizza run into, I believe, the 5%ers, or man, is he a 5%er? Or the Israelites? One of them. I know the niggas he had beef with before, other religious group, and they just stop and they give him props, man. Like, yo, man, thanks for putting on for us. And he like, phew, I dodged that bullet. You know what I'm saying? We see RZA writing down all the albums. They got the old floppy disk hard drives, and he's writing down each member's album. And as he's writing down each member's album, they're showing a scene from what they're doing. So they show Method signing with Def Jam. And like I said, you saw the Jizza and You Got what they were going through. I don't think I seen the You Got solo album. Yo, has You Got ever had a solo album? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know I did not see no You Got solo album on that fucking disc, man. Don't y'all fucking lie, Hulu. If it was one, y'all niggas was lying. Y'all lying, man. Yo, that nigga ain't had no solo album. I'm sorry, You Got. No disrespect, God. Listen, we see Power talking to his pops. He bring him a $10,000 check. It seemed like Power the only one fucking making money. Like, what's going on with the rest of the crew? Nobody else got no fucking money. It's Power is the one that's got the money, keeping the ball rolling. Hey, man, I respect him. He a hustler. ODB getting lit. He go behind the bar, snuff the bartender, start pouring drinks. He just going down like a downward spiral. Why? I don't know. I'm guessing they alluding to his drug use, but like I said, they're not going to mention that in here, obviously, because I believe the show is, I don't think PG-13, but maybe they just don't want to disrespect his memory. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could think of. We see Power on the phone. We get some news he having a little one, and I just want to know if his baby going to be talking like him, because he talks like a nerd. Yeah, well, if you want to be serious about it, Bobby. Nah, I fucks with Power though. He a cool dude. But yeah, man, he got his wife pregnant. She a little cutie pie too, man. We see Ghost's brothers get a signed plaque from all the members. Nobody got it. And this one brother, man, they gave him some meds and comatose his ass. That motherfucker is not with it, bro. He ain't with it at all. RZA finished writing the names on the albums. Doorbell ring, and it's his girlfriend from Ohio. She came up to visit the man. She flew all the way up for that dick. I'm sorry for that D. She flew all the way up for that D. She said, "Oh, I need it." But nah, listen, I respect it. They had a decent conversation in the bedroom where they was talking about they were just talking about like life, and she was just gassed. You could tell she was gassed because he was who he was, and she didn't think that she would be along for the ride. And you know, RZA a real nigga, so he took her along for the ride. What else we see? Oh, as they talking, we hear something burst. She's like, "What's that smell?" He's like, "That's not me. That's not me. I told you the pipes are busting in here." And all of a sudden the pipes burst, and then we see all of the music is in the water. Everything flooded out. All this. I'm like, oh man, cause I had forgot this happened. My boy Ilton actually told me about it because I was asking him yesterday or a couple of days ago if he watched the show, and he was like, I started watching the first season, and he was like, they started saying things out of order, and I'm like, no, they didn't. To him, because rappers are rapping certain verses to songs during the show, he think like, yo, that didn't come out yet. I'm like, bro, you gotta think these songs probably were thought of prior to they were even conceived. So if they were rapping a verse to something, it was something that went on in their life. He didn't get that though. I was just like, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So he was telling me about this flood. He was like, yo, did they get to, he's like, then they didn't get to the flood where they had all the music. And I'm like, well, why would they get to that in the first season? They're not even a group yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just think he had to find a reason not to watch it for whatever reason. Maybe he just, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, we see all the music flood, and that's where the story concludes. So to my understanding, they had to re-record a lot of new material, and dude, imagine how that shit would have sounded that got lost. And this was prime RZA when he was in rare form, so a lot of this shit had to get re-recorded. He had all 8 albums done. That's crazy to think about, man. Crazy. All in all, decent season, man. I definitely would get a season maybe I don't know, 7 out of 10. You know, I rate everything with mics. We ain't gonna do the mic system, but yeah, I thought it was a decent season. Hey, well, I'll see if that's the last episode. If that's not the last episode, y'all let me know. But normally when they reflect and do shit like that, that's the last episode. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the last season had 10 episodes. So I don't know. Post your comments below. Let me know what you think about what you thought about this season, what you think about this episode. And I want to know, was RZA wrong for deciding for ODB? Post in the comments below. And as always, peace, love, and prosperity. And listen, go watch my fucking video, please. If you fuck with my channel, go watch my video, work hard. Man, you give me honest your feedback. If you don't fuck with it, that's cool too. You know, shit. It's all good. But I don't see why you wouldn't, man. It's a dope song. It's motivational. It's for people that's on their ass and they need to get up and need to go up and get out and go get it, and they need a little boost. That song is for you. But so let me know. But as always, peace, love, and prosperity. One.